here to talk about Dolly Varden Silver. First slide is we're talking about a merger, okay? So on December 8th, we announced a proposed merger with Contango Ore. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to build the next Hecla. Hecla was a foundational shareholder of Dolly Varden. They helped us launch, they supported, they financed, their technical expertise. What we're doing here is we're building the next Hecla. So it's high grade silver and gold, it's in a safe jurisdiction, and again, Hecla's been in business for 135 years, one of the longest listed companies on the New York Stock Exchange, so that's the spirit of this presentation. I will be making some forward-looking statements. Now, what was Dolly Varden? Dolly Varden was the richest silver mine in the British Empire. It was Canada's third largest primary producer. We had a lot of success over the last 6 years. I came in and took over. We were about a $20 million Canadian market cap. And through discovery, through acquisition, through capital raising, we grew the business. Today we're about a $700 million company. Now, the reason I'm choosing now to try to get that silver off the hill is $100 silver is incentivizing me to get into production. Now, how do I do that? It's capital intensive. I've got an exploration team. They don't have the skill set to develop this asset. So instead of going out and diluting you shareholders, I have found another way to grow. And the way to do that is I found a producing gold company in a safe jurisdiction, led by one of the greats in our sector, Rick Van Nieuwenhuizen. I don't know if you're familiar with Nova Gold. It's a 40 million ounce gold project. It's a $6 billion company. Trilogy. The US government just took a 10% stake in Trilogy. Rick was the CEO. So we're merging with the best, okay? And there's a consistent complementary asset base. So this is high grades in the north. So to me, this deal makes a lot of sense from the geographic consistency. In terms of our funding, when we come together, and I'm going to talk in US dollars, we're going to have $100 million in cash. We're going to have $100 million of cash flow because Contango is producing. They've got the richest open pit gold mine on planet Earth. It's in Alaska, 8 grams per ton. They're putting rocks in a box and they're driving them up to Fort Knox. Now, the biggest risk you have when you buy a junior producer is execution and operating risk. Because Kinross is the operator, one of the biggest and best gold miners, you don't have that risk here. So we've got complementary assets, we're well funded. I talked about the grades. As we go through the presentation, you're gonna see things that the intangibles of this merger, and I'll focus on them, but this is where we are. And you know, I've been in the business for 22 years, I've studied great mining entrepreneurs, people like Sean Boyd. And Agnico Eagle has consolidated districts. That's what we're doing here. These projects should be in one company. They're naturally neighbors, and they should be in one company. So this is complementary. This is consolidating 4 mining districts. Now, a lot of people are asking me, Sean, you now have 4 projects. How are you going to sequence and manage the development? So because we're in production, and because we have steady state cash flow, we're then going to go from that one project and we're going to start developing the next one, the next that's coming in line, which is Lucky Shot, which we envision being in production within 2 years. And again, this is unheard of in the mining industry, okay? Contango took Manh Choh into production 3 years after feasibility. It's unheard of in this sector. And we're focused on a business model that is direct shipping of ore, DSO, putting rocks in a box and shipping them to processing facilities. It's less money, less time, and it's not hard on the environment because you're not permitting tailings facilities. So as we produce, we're going to develop, we're going to continue to grow and explore. The first company I ever went to work for in this sector was a company that went from inception to $1.4 billion market cap, and it's because we employed the exploration, development, and production model. The stock market is all about growth, and the toughest thing to do is put the metal in the ground. We're in a rich area where we're finding more of it, but it's now time with $5,000 gold and $100 silver to cash flow. That's what we're doing here, and we've got the plan to do that. We do have a booth. We've got a team. Come talk to us about the specifics, about the details, because it's really important. I'm just going to hit some high points here. Now, the biggest points for you investors, this is a liquid name already. We're trading $10 million a day of stock. So if you're thinking about what you're considering investing, you can come in and out in an hour. $10 million a day, and we haven't even merged yet. Almost 70% of money is run passively, okay? That means things like index funds and ETFs rule the market, and we want to attract them. We've already got some of them, but we're modeling $50 million of buying post-merger from the ETFs and the indexes. So I've been around a lot of companies. This is a company that's only going to have 31 million shares. And I've described it as a rocket ship, because with 31 million shares out, and it'll be listed at $33 a share, I see $40, I see $50, and that's just the beginning. Now, what are we going to do? What's our bigger vision? Okay? We want to buy processing facilities. There is an incredible density of high-grade projects in this part of the world, and it's why the government of Canada is focused on the Golden Triangle as the #1 jurisdiction in the country. Not the Ring of Fire. We've got the infrastructure. We've got the First Nations like the Tahltan and the Nisga'a on side, and we've got a 100-year track record. There's no place on the planet that has more gold and silver, and it's in your backyard. And I was telling a group, I was at the MIF yesterday, you guys are very fortunate. Some of you have been coming here year after year, enduring a 10-year bear market. The rest of the world doesn't even know this is happening yet. And for anybody who thinks they've missed it, because the silver price is up a little bit and the gold price is up a little bit, go buy the stocks. They haven't moved yet. And if you want that historical, empirical evidence to prove it, come to the booth. I'll walk you through the work I've done. You can ask my son, he's here, just in the corner there, 16 years old. He knows I'm at my desk at 5 a.m., and this is all I do. I've got no hobbies, no friends. He can prove it. So, we're building a rocket ship. What is that rocket ship going to look like? Again, what is your objective? What is your investment objective? Are you here to speculate? Are you here to preserve wealth? Depending on what you want to do, what I'm trying to create for you is a vehicle that's in a safe jurisdiction and is the competitor, and the alternative is on its way to a $20 billion US valuation, Hecla. It was about $1 billion in 2019. This is the next Hecla. So, I believe, again, I watched a lot of sports, played a lot of sports. The market doesn't want Michael Jordan. The market doesn't even want LeBron James. They want the next one, and that's why my son's here, okay? But how that translates in our industry is exploration. In the last 5 years, Dolly Varden has had the best silver results in North America. I'd put him up top 10 any project in the world. Contango has had the best results in gold. From a gram meter perspective, 2,000 gram meters at Contango's Johnson Track. At Dolly Varden, we pulled a 30,000 gram meter hole with a 70,000 meters of drilling, with a $50 million exploration budget that's funded through cash flow. I'm hoping when I come back here next year, I'm showing you top 2026 drill results from our projects. So we're going to continue to grow. Look, we've got a seasoned team that have sold companies to larger companies, that have developed projects. So it's a group of serially successful entrepreneurs that have done really well by shareholders. And just to zoom in here, again, 3 projects in Alaska, high grade. We're in the right administration right now with the White House, with the focus. Again, we've got a guy who's going to be leading this company. I'll be president in the Merge Co. On the board, very active. Rick is Mr. Alaska. Again, when the U.S. government made their first equity investments, the U.S. government was just in Saudi Arabia talking about putting hundreds of billions of dollars into mining companies, into direct equity investments, and into debt instruments. They've already done that in Rick's old company, Trilogy. And I suspect they're going to be doing it into Craig's company in the coming up. DSO model. Again, rocks in a box. This is the key. There's a 200,000 ounce production profile here with the Alaska assets. So Contango had a great 5-year plan. By bringing in Dolly, Varden, it's a great 20-year business. And we're going to continue to try to grow that business. So I appreciate your time. Again, if you want to know more, we've got a whole team at the booth, including myself. Thank you for your time.